Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and what we're looking at here is Bitcoin USDT on the Bybit chart on TradingView. Now, yesterday I was talking about the price when it was down here, and I did say that it was looking likely that we'd probably go up, but I was worried about this kind of activity here, and I was suspecting that we'd probably go back to that level and possibly reject from there, and I was worried that we might go back up there and possibly reject from there. And the level I was talking about was 116,700, which is pretty much exactly what we did. We went up there and then came back down again. Now, the reason I had been bullish was because we'd seen this green background here on the Quadzilla indicator. You can get Quadzilla version 1.2 for free by going to savewith.crypto.org/QZ and just follow the instructions there. It does involve you signing up to one of 5 exchanges that we are affiliated with. And by doing it that way, it means that we can bring the indicator to you for free. We can do work on it, updates, whatever, without you having to pay any money, because hopefully you'll trade on one of those platforms and we get a tiny proportion of the fees, and that will help to fund the development of Quadzilla. Okay, so what have we got to look forward to today? Well, probably not a lot, to be honest. The EMA cross here on the 4-hour time frame was pretty devastating yesterday and brought the price down quite a lot. Now, we have got this retracement level here put in by Quadzilla. The thing is, though, is when you've got a super strong downtrend like what you can see with the purple shading there, that might not play out in the immediate future. That might happen a bit later. So I think we've got more downside to go. But probably the best way to work this out is by going to the daily time frame. And let's just turn Quadzilla off for the moment. And let's look for some levels. And you can see here that you've got this kind of area here that probably needs dealing with. So it wouldn't surprise me if we had another dip down before going back up. Now, personally, I'm not interested in shorting from down here because I don't think there's that much more downside to go. Maybe only as far as like 112k. Because overall, the trend is, of course, still to the upside. But, looking back in the past, you can see something similar here, can't you? So say if we were to take that lot there, we could easily be looking at something more like that. So how am I going to play this? Well, I'm going to keep looking at BTC USDT on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to put Quadzilla back on. If I see something like another green background like that, I'll probably decide to go long at that point. Although, looking back here, when we had the last one on August the 3rd, what happened here was that, the price went up and it came back down again, and then it went off again. And that could easily happen again, I suppose. But I think probably the safest thing to do is to put some, reasonably lowish leverage orders around here, just in case the price does wick down there. But otherwise, I might just go to the 1-hour time frame and look for areas like this when we get a bunch of green backgrounds, and then just do some small scalp longs. But to be honest, with that kind of structure there, I think we need some sort of, big liquidation and then back up before the price can reverse properly. So do look out for that kind of thing. And if you see that, you'll probably see another green background on the 4-hour time frame on Quadzilla. Let me just look at some higher time frames, like say the 12-hour, for example. Yeah, you see the 12-hour did this beautiful one on August the 3rd, didn't it? So maybe that's the kind of thing we're looking out for again. Either way, it's worth getting Quadzilla if you haven't got it already. Go to savewithcrypto.org/QZ. Now, yesterday I was trading on Blofin. I was trading BTC and also Solana. The BTC one I actually closed out with just like a small $20 profit, just because I didn't think it was going particularly well, actually. The Solana one I did a little bit better on. This was only 1.67%, but because it was quite a big position, that was actually 0.4 Solana. And then I finally closed it out. I think at quite a good price actually, and I got another 0.48 Solana there, so I did okay yesterday. And today, Tuesday, I'm normally out most of the day, so I'm probably going to sit on the sidelines pretty much and see what happens when I get back, which will be about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So by then, New York will be open, and we'll see what's happened. Now, as it happens, since I started making the video, the price of Bitcoin has actually gone up a little bit. What's happened here, this is the 12-minute time frame. What's happened here is Quadzilla has put in this retracement level here at about 115,752. So it's reasonably likely that we'll come up to that price there. Now, if by then these EMAs are crossed over, the green 55 and the yellow 21, if they've crossed over by then, that will actually be quite a bullish sign, and we might sort of go to that level and then break through and go up. But we'll have to see what happens when we get there. I suspect when we get there, we'll probably get some red backgrounds like that, and it will start to pull back a little bit. But either way, I think the levels you probably want to be looking out for are ones you're probably going to see more on the weekly time frame. If we just turn Quadzilla off for a moment and just look for where the areas of interest are, and obviously at the top side we've got kind of there, we had about 119,400. We've got like an area of interest there at 114, 147, and then below that there's a fairly obvious one here, isn't there? At 108,976. And to be honest, if we stay in this range here, you know, between 119 and 108, I'll be quite happy, and this does present some excellent trading opportunities as well. So if you're looking for an exchange to trade on with great bonuses, just go over to savewith.crypto.org. It's .org, not .com. And look at this section here on exchanges, and you can see here you've got Bybit, which is by far my favorite exchange, but unfortunately it's not available in quite a lot of countries now. But if you can sign up with Bybit, you can get up to a $30,000 trading bonus, which is insane. You can also get a $30,000 trading bonus with BitGet as well, but that is restricted in various countries. So if you're in a restricted country and you're looking for an exchange with no KYC, then your best options are like Blofin, which is what I'm using today, and also Bitunix. Bitunix is amazing. You can use it in almost any country with just a username and a password. You don't need to show them a driving license, passport, nothing like that. And there are a few countries where you can't use any of those, and what I've found is places like Singapore, Phemex is an option as well. Now with Phemex, I can get you up to an $8,800 bonus, so not quite as good as Bybit and BitGet, but still pretty good. So check all that out. It's on savewithcrypto.org. It's .org, not .com. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, do get Quadzilla, and then look at this on the 12-minute time frame, because if they do cross, we might get a little bit of a pump, but I'm not sure it's going to last forever though, because on the 1 hour, we're still looking pretty bearish, to be honest. So yeah, do be careful. So trade safe, have fun, and I'll see you later. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. While you're down there, can you do us a favour and give the video a massive, great big fat like, because it really helps. And what helps even more is if you can leave a comment down below as well. While you're down there, make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. Go to savewithcrypto.org/QZ and get Quadzilla. And above all, tell your friends.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet. If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.